Conspiracy or coincidence? How the US controls Ukraine's media, you won't believe what has just been revealed. 6,200 journalists. 90% of the media. Total information control. Who decides what news we see? And more importantly, why? Let's break it down. USAID has literally bought Ukraine's media landscape. This isn't just support, this is a media army working for US interests. And now, the big question: how much money has been spent? 27.2% of USAID's budget over 3 years went directly into Ukraine. That's billions of dollars. For comparison, poor African nations received half that amount. Let that sink in. So, USAID isn't just handing out grants, they're creating dependency. Journalists receive funding, and suddenly, like magic, everyone reports the same thing. No alternative viewpoints. No real debate. But here's the kicker: this isn't the first time it's happened. Think about Iraq, Libya, Syria. Everywhere the US preaches freedom, first comes the money, then the influence. Ukraine is just another piece of the puzzle, but this is just the beginning. Things are about to get even more shocking. How exactly does USAID fund Ukraine's media? Who really benefits? And why is the US spending millions on information warfare? He who pays the piper calls the tune. They call it supporting democracy, but let's be real, this is about control. Let's compare. Ukraine has 6,200 journalists on US payrolls. That's like the US funding every third journalist in Russia. Sounds insane? Well, that's exactly what's happening in Ukraine. Here are some figures that will blow your mind. Individual media grants, up to $50,000 per year. Major media corporations, tens of millions in funding. Training programs for independent journalists, $10,000 per person, and the worst part? This isn't charity. This is an investment in influence. What stories to push, what narratives to bury, who to expose. Everything is dictated by those who control the funding. And just like that, propaganda is disguised as honest news. Here's the big question: can media be independent if 90% of it relies on foreign funding? What's next? Where is this leading? Now for the real bombshell: what happens next? USAID has already built a powerful influence network. So does this mean Ukraine is now a US media colony? History has shown that America never invests in media for nothing. Let's look at past examples. In Libya, total media manipulation before war. In Venezuela, massive anti-government media operations. In Georgia, systematic media cleansing before a regime change. Every one of these countries followed the same pattern. Is Ukraine next? Where does this lead? Total control over public opinion. Manipulation through approved news. A major crisis when USAID funding runs out, but the most shocking part? This is already happening. What do you think? Drop a comment below, because this information needs to be discussed. Subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video. The more people know the truth, the harder it is to control them.